Hey guys, so you see a lot of videos out there how to invest in cryptocurrencies. Oof. There's many different strategies you can take. People are getting into it, but I want you to understand from somebody who's seen asset bubbles before is that when you are in an asset bubble, people who believe in it, the loyal followers, if you will, they don't see an asset bubble, and then when the thing crumbles, they're like, what happened? What happened? So it's an asset bubble, but asset bubbles can go on for years. So you never know what will happen with these cryptocurrencies. Let me give you a couple of tips that I think that will serve you well if you decide to get into it. And by the way, full disclosure, I am getting into it a very little bit. Well, first rule, don't go into it with money you can't afford to lose. It's gambling money, it's betting money. Number one. Number two, you're not going to know which currency is going to go up, which one's going to go down. I use currency in quotes because you got, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, you got Dashcoin, you got, 50 others, Ripple. What I would suggest that you do, one strategy is to hedge your bets. What does that mean? That means, let's say you got $10,000 to invest, a small amount. Pick the top 5 coins that you think that are out there. And there's ways of evaluating that. I won't get into that in this video. You take the top 5 coins and you spread out your 10,000 amongst the top 5. You never know which one's going to go 10-fold, 100-fold with this crazy market. Now, why would you want to do that strategy? Because one thing I've learned over the years in terms of investment, you never know which one is going to work. You may think that Bitcoin is going to be the king forever, and maybe that will be the case, but then Ripple might shoot up as it just did, or some other type of coin might shoot up that you think that has a good chance. So a great strategy to maximize your chance of catching one of those big gains is to spread out your money amongst the top 5. So you put $2,000 in each, two, and you see what happens, right? Now, will you get the maximum possible income? No. If you put your 10,000, you happen to pick that one cryptocurrency that does unbelievable, then of course, yeah, you would have made more money. But chances are, you'll miss it. So what you should do is you spread out the 5. So if any one of them does a 25 times or 50 times, you've regained all your money. You've made really good profit. So that's the strategy I would look at. One of the things I was considering when I was looking back at cryptocurrencies a few months back, once again, because if you saw in my previous vlogs, I was looking to buy Bitcoin, 7 years ago, when it was like 4 or 5 cents a piece, something like that. It was 4 or 5 cents, so 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I forget now. And we got 3/4 through the process, and I was just going to buy with my buddy. We're just going to buy $1,000 US. But today, at these crazy prices, my personal stake in Bitcoin would be worth over 200 million. Crazy. Now, here's another tip for you young budding investors. Speculation is a Wall Street term for gambling. Anyway, the chances of me holding until today are like next to zero. Very few people do. Very few people do. You have to be a true believer. I wasn't a true believer then. I'm not a true believer now. I think that cryptocurrency technology, the blockchain, has some application in the real world, but I don't think any of these coins will have any significant impact on that. Could be wrong. But yeah, so anyway, you take your money at 10K or whatever it is that's reasonable to you in terms of what you can afford to lose. And you put that out there, you deploy it, you spread it around, and hopefully you'll catch some action as it goes up. Now, how long you hold, that's anybody's guess. I heard or read somewhere that apparently the Korean government is thinking of putting in some really strict controls in terms of who can buy and sell cryptocurrencies. I don't know how true that is. I don't know when it's going to be implemented, if it is. I'm not sure what the impact is, but you got to understand that what's really driving this market, as far as I understand, are Japanese. The Japanese are now buying up 40% of the Bitcoin. So that's huge percentage of the Bitcoin market is driven by the Japanese. And then you have the Koreans who are also driving that market in a big way. So between the Koreans and the Japanese, it's huge. Now, if the Korean government puts laws in place that keeps Koreans from getting into this market or buying in this market in a substantial way, it could have a huge impact in terms of the price of the cryptos. So keep that in mind. Another thing that you should learn about investing, I've seen, is that sectors tend to move together. What does that mean? That means if Bitcoin is going up, that means the vast majority of the cryptos will probably move up with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts going down, the vast majority of cryptos will probably go down. Yes, there'll be some variation. Bitcoin may go down one day and Ethereum will go up that same day. But by the quarters, every 3 months or every 6 months or over the year perhaps, you'll see that the cryptos will move together. They'll move in tandem, as they say. I've seen that so many times in the larger equity markets, whether it be, equities, which are stocks. I've seen when all the shippers, the dry shippers, were doing really well, they all did well. And then when the dry shipping enthusiasm died, all the shippers just crashed in terms of valuation. Same thing with oil. When oil was huge, everybody was into oil. All the oil companies were doing amazing. Now they all crash, boom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're going to see how these markets, sectors, they're called sectors, market sectors, move together. They move in tandem. So cryptos are in now. It's a hot thing. It could stay hot for 6 years. It could stay hot for 6 months. Who knows? But they're moving together now. So keep that in mind. But some will move more than others. You never know. So I think the best strategy is to spread out and your money, your gambling money, and invest in their top 5 or whatever you feel you're comfortable with, and then see what happens. Another option is to do mining equipment. Now, I bought miners. My friends bought Ethereum miners and Sia coin miners, what are the same, and I also bought some miners as well. And when I bought the miners, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should just buy the coins. And I have to tell you, I should have bought the coins. Right? It would have been much better off for me to buy the coins than to buy the miners. So this is not a cryptocurrency vlog. It is a business and technology coding vlog. I'm trying to bring real-world coding and business experience into this, including investments. I was actively trading from 2008 to 2011 or 2010. Pretty big money. So it was, I have a lot of experience. I've seen all these machinations. I've seen all these things play out. The thing that reminds me most of this cryptocurrency boom that we're seeing now is the gold and silver boom. If you go back, watch the YouTube videos of the gold and silver guys, or go read the old vlogs, you're going to see the same arguments for people who are pro-silver, pro-metals, pro-gold. The same exact arguments that you see today with regards to cryptocurrency. Don't let these investments become religion. I'll leave that at that. If there's enough interest in these crypto investment videos and business perspective vis-a-vis crypto investment and so on, I'll do others to expand on some of these subjects. But yeah, that's about it. Ciao.